if anxiety is the thing that usually stops you from doing the things that you want, this story about Cato and his army might be of interest to you. After getting defeated, they made their escape by boat and they arrived at the shore of a desert. Behind them, the sea and a place they do not want to go back to. Ahead of them, hundreds of miles of Libyan sand. No water, no shade, no comfort, and definitely no guarantee that they will come out on the other side. So, what did they do? They stood still. They thought about it. They calculated. They got anxious. Thousands of hardened shoulders doing the exact same thing that frightened men always do. Overthink the situation. They thought about how far they have to go. They thought about how long it's going to take them. About the things they're going to encounter. The scorpions, the snakes, the dehydration. All the different things they're going to have to overcome. And the more they thought about it, the deeper they got themselves into the dread that they have created within their own minds. The more they thought, the more impossible it seemed to complete the task at hand. But then there was Cato. He walked ahead and scanned the barren wasteland ahead of him. He didn't do anything, he just picked up his pack and just simply started walking, one foot in front of the other. He didn't think about what's to come, he didn't think about what's going to happen. He just knew that if he just takes one step, he can take another and then another one. And all of a sudden, the soldiers stopped thinking about what ifs. They just followed suit. He was the leader after all. There was no longer any room for thinking because they were doing. Because action is the cure to anxiety. Isn't it funny how the dread that everybody felt in that moment was overcome because one person decided to just go. They didn't worry, they didn't think, they didn't plan. Sometimes you need to, of course. But in that situation, the only thing you really needed to do was to just put one foot forward. And that's exactly what he did. And all of a sudden, the entire situation changed because of one person's action. And you might be thinking, well, what's the point in that story? Well, the point is that you are the army. You are one of those soldiers that sits there thinking, calculating, creating, when in reality you need to be more like Cato, the one that just goes. Because taking imperfect action is always going to get you further than just thinking too much. And then you can just always make it better along the way. I find that a practical way to tackle a spiral is to get a piece of paper, write the fear out as one specific sentence, then underneath, just write, if this happens, I will, and finish it. So for example, if I write out, I'm going to get rejected. If this happens, I will feel shitty, but eventually I will get over it and try again. All of a sudden now this whole thing of rejection isn't really that bad now, is it? Because rejection, yes, although not nice, eventually we get over the fact that we get rejected. And then we can try again. Because eventually a different person is going to come around. Or a different opportunity. Or whatever it is that you're facing in the minute. There'll be more chances to try again. The idea isn't to solve the whole problem, because it's still there, you still have to face it. We're just dissecting it to make ourselves see that it's not actually that big of a deal. So let's not think about the problem itself as feeling anxious, because that feeling will come and go. It's an emotion. We can experience it whenever, really. The problem and the solution is what to do with that feeling. The main thing in all of this is to be able to separate from what's actually happening and from what we just imagine. Because almost all of anxiety lives in the future, right? We think about what ifs. What if this? What will they think? What will they do? What's going to happen if I do that? It's always what ifs, and it's always in the future tense, right? And none of that is now. Right now, everything's all right. Nothing's happening. Nothing's attacking you. No one is out there to get you. And let's be honest, majority of the things we've worried about before never actually came to light. They were always just these scenarios and things we made up in our minds. Seneca once said, your body is running the full stress response for an event that exists only in your head. So whenever this spiral starts, just drag it into the present. And that exercise on a piece of paper is going to allow you to do that. Because the present moment is a fact. It is what it is. It is exactly what's happening right now. And there's nothing made up about it. And thanks to the present, we can get away from that imagined future that lives just here. The second thing is to stop allowing that fear to get the better of you. Because anxiety loves vagueness, right? Whenever something's ambiguous, we don't really know much about, we try to fill those holes of misinformation or just missing pieces. And then we formulate a story. More often than not, it's the wrong one because we automatically go to the worst case scenario. So instead of it being like a fog where you can't really quite completely make everything out what it is, give it actual shape. Because once it has shape, you know exactly what it is. Because if something was to happen, just think about, and then what? And keep asking until you just get to the bottom of it. If I lose my job, then what? I will go looking for a new one. If this relationship ends, and then what? Oh, I will have time to focus on myself more. If this project fails, and then what? I will have gained experience and knowledge if I decided to start another one. When you ask yourself the first question and then just work your way down, there's always going to be more answers to, well, then what, and then what, and then what. Until you just get to the final answer thinking, well, realistically, that's the core of the problem. That's the core of it all. And eventually, we'll just be able to bounce right back. Because no matter what happens, you're going to handle it. You've handled shit before. You're going to be able to do it again. True, some things are bigger than others, obviously. That's just life, isn't it? We can't always measure things just by, this is a problem, this is a big problem, this is not a problem. But at the end of the day, we handle it. Because that's what we have to do. We can't just escape from it and let it be and allow other people to take care for us. We have to just get up and sort it out. Which is what you've been doing. And which is what you have done every single time you've been faced with a problem. So you can do it again. So remember to focus on the present moment, because the present moment is information. It is a fact. It tells you what's happening right now, and then you can act on it accordingly. Anxiety just tells you something might happen. But oftentimes it will never come to that, but it might happen. And that's it. It's just your imagination most of the time. And it's entirely up to you if you want to believe it or not. So the goal isn't just to stop feeling the emotion, because it is going to come and go. It's just being able to understand what's happening in the moment and where to look. So next time it pops up, just try a if this happens exercise on paper and let me know how you get on. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I would really appreciate it if you liked it and subscribed. If you enjoyed this type of content, I'm going to leave another video on the screen right here for you to enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you there. And if not, then maybe I'll see you around. Bye bye now.